Welcome. I'm Rhonda.
And this is Drew.
And this is Drew. I'm not Drew. And this is Asbury's Echoes. And this is my our floss tube, I guess, although Drew doesn't do any stitching. This is mostly going to be about cross stitch. Today, it is all cross stitch, I think. It is. We did really good for, I think, a month where we got kind of started the rhythm and then we got off again, but we're back and I have a lot to show today. It's been really cold and it's a good day to sit in the house and talk to you guys, I guess. Please put your iPad away. Drew's a little squirrely today. So what have we been up to?
Not much.
Not much, no, we really haven't. We got about 9 inches of snow last week and I think we've pretty much hibernated since then. We haven't gone anywhere or done much of anything, just stayed home. Although I do have some haul to share today, which is unusual for me because I don't tend to go out and buy a lot of stuff. But even at that, my haul is not, I don't buy a whole bunch of cross stitch. I don't buy patterns. I don't buy a bunch of thread. I mean, I don't anymore. So even though I say haul, I did get some fabric or some linen. So I guess we'll just start because, like I said, I do have quite a bit to show. I've been watching FlossTubes. Actually, I spent yesterday while the NASCAR race was on. I watched FlossTubes, which I don't always find time to do. So it was kind of nice to see that. And everybody was sharing their book of days. And they are so pretty. They use all these pretty stickers and it's just bright and cheerful. And here's mine. There's not a sticker. There's nothing bright. There's nothing colorful. There's nothing.
Look at our house.
Here's January's. See, nothing. But I did write in it every single day, and I do stitch every day, and so I've been writing first thing in the morning when I get my coffee and I sit down and read my Bible and do my little devotional, and I write down what I worked on the day before, and I've gotten into a habit, which is great, but it's not very pretty to look at. But I am thrilled that I have kept up with it, and I have wrote in it every day. I'm thinking that maybe if I ever come across some really primitive stickers or even vintage stickers, I might be more apt to put some of that stuff in here. But until then, this is what I do. And I have been keeping up on this too. And I think I showed this at the beginning of the year. After I get a project done and take a picture of it, I print it off and put it in here with my book of days so I can keep track. I put the name of it and any other little extras that I want to keep track of, I put on each page. So I've been doing very good at that. I'm really proud of myself because that's not normal for me. I'm not an organized person. Okay, where do we begin, Drew? I mean, this is like...
That's up to you.
So here's some finishes, and I think I showed these two last time. I know I showed this one, and this is my heart and hand. No, my hand and heart. Oh, you're gonna show it better? There. And it still is. It's part of one of my card boxes that I made. So this pattern is included in one of the card boxes. I think it's Your Ambition. But I had people ask for just the pattern, just for this. And so if you are interested in just the pattern for this, it is in the Etsy shop now. It's very small, but it's just cute, and it makes a really cute little gift. It's a fast stitch, and I actually put a little heart on the back. I'm getting better at that too. I'm doing better at all these things. So there was that one, and I think I showed this stitched, but I don't recall showing it how I finished it. So I just made it into a pin keep, and it says needles and pins, and I'm not sure where this trim came from. It's just something I had in my stash, and I have not finished the back, so I can't be too proud of myself yet because I've got a lot to catch up on, but I have. This one is also in the Etsy shop, and both of these, no. This is the Nate Berkus fabric, and it has been dyed. This is Osnaburg, and again, this one's been dyed. So there's those two. I'm pretty sure I showed those last time, but I don't think they were finished. And the same with this one. I can't remember if I shared this one. Do you remember? Did I share this one last time?
I said on Facebook, but I don't know if you put it on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I've been practicing with, or been stitched on Osnaburg, and that was another one I stitched on Osnaburg. I'm thinking I'd like to see it stitched on something else and see how it turns out. But this is on the sparrow. His eye is on the sparrow. That was my Grandpa Houseal's favorite song, and that's why I chose to.
It's a song?
Yes, it's a song. It's a hymn.
I thought that was like that book.
There might be a book. I don't know. Anyway, the board comes from Homestead Needleworks, and the rickrack is from Purple Paper Mountain. And this was done on Osnaburg, and I stitched this after I dyed or before I dyed? No, after. I dyed after I stitched. So I did have somebody tell me to be very careful with that. So I am, because the Osnaburg will tend to shrink. And so if you stitch and then dye, you run that risk of it actually shrinking, and then your piece isn't going to look very nice. But I didn't dunk it in the dye. I just used a paintbrush and painted it on, and it didn't shrink. And so it turned out. I like the way that one turned out. And that was that one. And I think those are all the ones that I'd shared before. This was just a fun. I had picked up I didn't even bring it out. It's a box with a heart on it. It's not a primitive box by any means, but I thought it would look really neat if I could put a cross-stitched piece in the center of it. And I just did this real quick, this Love One Another. But once I put it in that opening, the really prim stitch did not look good with the piece. I should have brought that box out, and I didn't. So I just am now using that box to keep ribbons in, and I just made myself a sweet little heart, and it's an uncounted heart, uncounted cross stitch. There's no pattern for this. I just wrote Love One Another and made a little tulip and did my little X's. Just wanted to share, and it's again Purple Paper Mountain trim. So there was that. I figured that could stay out all the time if I wanted to. And I know I shared the alphabet or the beginnings of it. I don't think I shared this whole thing done. This is my primitive alphabet. So this is called I think I called it my alphabet sampler. It's in the Etsy shop if you're interested in stitching it. I had somebody ask for the alphabet, and I had never actually done the whole alphabet. Like when I do my word pillows, I would just do my letters and didn't necessarily have every letter in the alphabet because those word pillows they haven't used them all.
Like the back.
Yeah, we'll show the back. It's not done yet. I'm not even sure where the diaper box came from. I'm sure it was diapers for you. I don't know. Where else would it have come from? So that's that. That's my alphabet. And that turned out okay. I like the frame. It's an old frame. An old vintage frame that I picked up from somewhere, and it's not completely finished because the poor frame needs some work. That'd be something good for you.
I gotta find
See, it needs.
pillow.
This came from the antique store in Pella?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm glad you remember that, because boy, I don't.
Because I remember me trying to convince you not to get it because it was broken.
Oh, because it's not broken. It just needs some TLC. Okay, and what else have I done? This one. This is a new one that's in the shop. He is my shepherd. I've been trying to work on sheep, trying to figure out how to get some sheep that I really, really like. I think I'm getting closer. I don't know. This again is done on the Nate Berkus, and I dyed the fabric before I stitched. That way the little white sheep will really pop. And I think it's called He Is in the Etsy shop, and it's 1/2 Nate Berkus fabric, which leads me to, I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to get the Nate Berkus fabric, or I'm going to be able to get it. I have quite a bit stocked up, but I don't know if Joann's keeps closing their doors. I don't know where else we'll find it, or I'll find it, unless somebody else picks it up. But I guess then if that happens, we'll just find something else to stitch on, right? So that one is He Is My Shepherd. And again, this was a found frame. I think it's, I don't know what color it started out as, but I had something else in it, and I had obviously painted it black, but I had not done anything else to it. So when I took the old piece out, put this one in, I decided to use my brie wax on this one, and it just, the brie wax just, I don't know, makes it feel, it just, you polish it up and it's smooth and soft, and it gives it a real nice dark look to it. And Drew's chasing the cat with the water bottle, because what's she doing now?
It's eating the ramen.
Oh, she's really ornery. So that's that one. I was going to, and I forgot, I was going to start showing one of my old stitches every time. I should do that. I won't do that today because I forgot, but there's a bunch of them. A lot of old things that I've stitched in the past that I've kept and still keep displayed. Just kind of starting to think Easter, I guess. I finished the back of this one. It's not as bright. That orange isn't as bright as this is showing, but I did get that one done. And this one is Easter Wishes.
Here.
I just think this one's cute. What are you doing?
It'll help show a little bit.
What are you doing?
Just lowering it so it shows the color a little better.
Okay. So it's showing really bright colors, and it really isn't bright colors. But that's okay.
Better like that.
That's okay. I don't generally stitch with bright colors, and then this has been dyed after I stitched it too, so if it's showing bright, that's okay. It's got an Easter bunny and some carrots and some little chicks and some Easter eggs in a basket and flowers, and it's a good size pin keep. Some of mine are, I've been getting really good at stitching smaller and smaller. I don't know why, but this one is not as small as the other ones. And then to go along with Easter, I did a trio, and the backs are done on these too. Ah, look, I actually did the backs. I finished them.
For once in your life.
I know. It was a goal of mine, and I couldn't decide when I stitched these three. I couldn't decide if I wanted any trim or what color trim, and so each pillow has trim and each color is different. So maybe that might be a little springy. Use the springy colors. This is called Easter Greetings Trio, Then we have this one. I kind of went with pinwheels with these. Pinwheels to me seem like spring. I don't know. Easter greetings. And there's pinwheels all around that one. And then I did a big pinwheel on this one. And you could do that one. I did this one in purple and yellow. Don't ask me why. I just chose purple and yellow. But you could do this any
like
colors.
Vikings.
Yeah, it's Viking colors and make your dad happy, wouldn't it? You could do this any colors, any 2 colors, which makes me think maybe a red, white, and blue one would be pretty for 4th of July. I might have to think about that. Do some kind of a pinwheel with 4th of July with red, white, and blue. And then the third one is the Easter Bunny. Well, I don't know if he's Easter Bunny, but it's a bunny. Just he kind of looks sad, doesn't he? A sad little bunny. I don't know. But those 3 go together. And they come in as a trio. You get all 3 patterns. And again, Nate Berkus fabric, 1/2, DMC thread, in case I forget. And they're stuffed with fiber fill and crushed walnuts. That's why it looks so stiff. They hold their shape, and yet they're nice and soft. And so there's my Easter ones for now. I do have some spring ones that I've been working on, but they're not ready yet. I have a lot of things that I'm working on that are just kind of not done yet. Different ideas and different starts. And then I did this one, and this one's got kind of a story behind it. My sister-in-law, I have some wonderful sister-in-laws, and one of my sister-in-laws loves the old things like I do, and she makes me frames. And I should have, Aunt Linda, and she makes frames for me, and I should have brought a couple of them out. I know you've seen them. They're made with lath, L-A-T-H-E, and they're very primitive, and I absolutely love them. And she won't take anything for them, of course. But she contacted me a while back, and she said that when she was working, she's retired now, she worked, she was a school secretary. She said she always had, what good have I done today? And I don't remember if she said if it was on her computer or what, but she had it, I think it was on her computer. And now that she's been retired, she wanted that, she still wanted that to be able to put on her wall. And so I designed that one for her and sent it to her. She liked it, so I stitched it up. And I didn't get to go with you guys when you went up and visited. I was at my sit and stitch, I think. No, I went to my junk journaling workshop. Anyway, I went to the junk journaling workshop. You guys went up and visited and got some chairs from her. But it wasn't framed, and she wanted dark words, and she wanted it on white fabric, so it doesn't look prim, and that's okay. It's what she wanted. But I got to thinking about it, and I thought, I want those words to hang in my house too, because it's such a good thing. What good have I done today? And that's something we should ask ourselves every day. What good have I done today? You go to bed at night. Did I do something good? What did I do today that was good? And so I designed this one for me because I wanted it to go in this specific frame. This is one of from my haul. Drew and I went to a thrift store. I hadn't been to the thrift store in months. And this was fun because this was, I love ink. This was solid wood. You can see what it looked like on the back. It was in really good shape, but it came with this. No, should it? The Intrepid? This is mounted on, it's a real hard board with a foam, and it was sticky, or it had a sticky top on it that came in this, so it was ready for you to put something in. And I kind of like that. I mean, it's a foam, but I just took the cover off that sticky and slapped this on, and then it fits in here good and tight. It already had the sawtooth hanger on the back, and now I just need to cover that up and make it pretty in the back. And this, whoops, this was a doll blanket that my grandma house seal made me when I was a little girl. And I've got two doll blankets, one that Grandma Ward made and one that Grandma House Seal made, and I can't find the one that Grandma Ward made. It's hiding here somewhere. But she made this, and I thought, oh, I can display that too, because I never have that. It's just been sitting back in the bedroom on top of some quilts, but now I can hang it on the wall.
It's dusty.
And this, yeah, it's a little dusty. It needs to be soaked. It's got some pretty good stains on it. Does anybody, that's a good question, if anybody knows what to soak these old things in. I don't want to throw it in the washing machine. I'm afraid it might fall apart. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I need to soak it, and I just don't know, because see the trim down here, see it's really bad. Anyway, what good have I done? This is in the Etsy shop. It's Nate Berkus stitched. I dyed it after I stitched. This wasn't quite the color blue I was hoping for, but it was the only blue paint that I had in the house. And I then used my brie wax. And my brie wax that I'm using now is, I think it's dark brown. I was using a different one, but I remembered using it back in the day, and it was called something oak, and I couldn't find it when I went to order it again. And then lo and behold, the other day I was trying to help my cousin. She was wanting to know what I was using, and I got on Amazon and got to looking, and I'm like, oh, it's the dark one that I was using, because it says it was formerly called something oak or oak and something, I don't remember. So it did darken it up some, but it didn't darken it as much as I wanted. But I want to start using up as much of the stuff that I have in the house. So I need blue paint. I'm going to use the colors that I have here before I go out and buy more. So that was that one. And I have one more stitch. And you've probably seen this one. What? Drew's been busy working on his truck. He bought a new truck. I think you showed that last time. And we got him a welder, so he's learning how to weld. It's what, a MIG welder? Is that what it is? So he thinks he wants to be a welder. So Dad's gonna teach him his dad's gonna teach him how to weld, not my dad. Dad is gonna teach him. Okay, so this is another one that I've done. This was going to be another card box. This design will fit on the top of one of those card boxes perfectly. And there's a little pin cushion to go with it. No, I don't think that's, there it is. Is that in focus? It's not very big. It's just big enough to put that on the back. Okay, little pin cushion. And a friend of mine showed me, she had bought a pillow that she'd had for quite a while, and she says, look how they did this. They just took a stick pin and put some buttons on it, and that's how they, instead of using like a rusty pin or what are those other ones called? I don't remember what those are called. Light bulb? They're like a shape like almost like a light bulb. You just stick it in there like that, and that works too. I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, this one is called Bees in My Basket. And this, I even, see, put my label on the back. This came from, it's a scissors tray. So this holds a little pair of scissors just fine. And then you can put your little pin cushion in there and your scissors in there. And This is a scissors tray from Homestead Needlework. And this one that I had ordered was like I want to say it was a tan. And I loved it, but I never found anything that I thought I had stitched that I liked going in it. So I painted this, and again, I wish I had used a little darker gold, but I used what I had. So I used goldenrod, I think is what I had here at the house. And it just worked out so nice. It's nice and soft, and that brie wax is just wonderful. But if you're interested in this at all, but this one, okay, this was stitched on Lean Beans needle bling, and I got it from Hollis Hands Create. You see that on Etsy. I've ordered from them a time or two, and they are fast shipping. So Hollis Hands Create Lean Beans 32 count needle bling. So this is 32 count. And that's that one. And that's the last of my actual stitches. But I have some haul. And I had some, didn't experiment. So I've been watching, like I said, I watched some different FlossTubes, and I watched the Ginger Cat Stitcher. And she had, I watched a video of hers, it was an older one, I think, that she was dyeing some linens with onion skins. And I thought, oh, we used to dye Easter eggs with linens with onion skins. We did, you were young. But I've done that with all the kids, and Abby even took it to a 4-H as a 4-H project when she dyed. We dyed Easter eggs with onion skins, yellow and red, and purple cabbage, turmeric. What else did we use? Gosh, I don't remember. We did a few. We did a lot of different ones. But the Ginger Cat Stitcher, was doing her linens with onion skins, and I thought, I'm gonna try that because it's always fun. I love to dye, obviously, things. And I mean, it's not, I didn't think it would be hard to find onion skins. I was wrong. I ran to the grocery store here in town, our small little grocery store here, and Beth, bless her heart, she keeps the onion bins completely empty of onion skins, which is a good thing. I mean, it looks nice and tidy, but I really wanted onion skins. No, Aunt Beth doesn't keep onion skins. I don't even think she has an onion in her house. But I use onions all the time, so it was not a big deal. I just bought a bag of onions and a couple of red onions, but I didn't have enough. Next time I want to use more. But I thought I would share how mine turned out. So this one originally was white. And this is what I had used to stitch my sister-in-law Linda's piece. And I just had this little bit left. So I thought, so I don't have anything to compare this to, but it was white. And this is how it turned out with yellow, yes, yellow onion skin. And it's not a bad color. I like that. And then I used Osnaburg, and this surprised me. And I know when you use these natural things, you don't always know what color you're gonna get. And that's part of the fun. But here's the little piece on the top is the original color, the original Osnaburg. And then this yellow one, it's more yellowish. And then this, that looks more, I don't know, it's not red, but this was with the yellow onion skin. And this was with the red or purple, I don't know what you call it, the purple onion skin. So it came out just the opposite as what I had thought. This was with the yellow, and this was with the red. But you definitely get two different colors. And now if I were to do it again and use more of the skins, if I could get my hands on more of the skins, which I'm thinking that maybe if I go to Walmart or Fairway or a bigger store, I might be able to get ask them if I can just have their onion skins off the bottom of their bins.
No.
Why? That would embarrass
I
you,
will
wouldn't
be in
it?
the truck.
I'll do it. It doesn't bother me any. All they can do is tell me no.
And I'll be in the truck.
And also, you know, if I buy 2 onions, can I just stuff my bag full of onion skins and buy a couple onions to go along with it? They won't care. And then I actually did some of the Nate Berkus just to see. I didn't know. Nate Berkus, I mean, I dye it all the time with my coffee and my walnut crystals, but I didn't know what it would do with the onion. So here's the original. I'm trying to get these so you can see them. There you go. This is the original color, this one here. And then those are the 2. And as you can see, and again, this was the purple and this was the yellow. And I would have thought it would have been just the opposite, but it wasn't. So that was kind of fun. I want to do it again, see what I get. I might even try dyeing stitch something small on one of these and then dye it, or maybe stitch it on just a regular old piece, and then try and dye it and see what happens with the threads. See how they look. I really like this one. I think this one, and I didn't get the modeling that I was wanting, and I think that's because I didn't have enough skins, because, you know, she like laid onion skins on the bottom of the pan, and then your fabric, and then laid onion skins on top of it, and then more fabric, however much you want to do, and then cover it with boiling hot water, and then put it in the oven. And I just don't think I had enough onion skins to get the modeling that I was hoping for. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that.
They smell like onions.
Huh?
They smell like onions.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No. It did smell like onions in the house when I was baking them, though. So that was that was my fun stuff. That wasn't haul, but here's a little bit of haul. So I did order some, I ordered 3 pieces of linen from Hollis Hands Create, and I have some more that I've ordered because I'm wanting to try to find something different and new that I really like. And I ended up with, this is Oaken. And you know what? I am really, that does not look right, does it? And yet, oh, well, anyway, I'm still debating on if that's actually Ween Beans or if that's Oaken, but I think it's Ween Beans. Anyway, this is called Oaken, and it is from Picture This Plus, and this is 36 count. I tend to use 36 count a lot. So that's this one. I think that's really pretty. I should have ironed it. I'm not good at, I used this on something and I can't think of what it would be because it's been cut, obviously. So that one's very pretty. But when I went in to get some more, they didn't have, either they didn't have any or they only had like 1 piece left, or I can't remember what it was. So I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to get some more of that. And I'm sure they'll probably get more in, but we'll see. So there was that. That's why one thing I liked about my Nate Berkus, I can just order like 2 yards at a time and then just have it here. And then this is 32 count broom grass by Needle Bling. I haven't used it yet, but I know what it was. This I said was Ween Beans. This is Oaken. This was done on Oaken and it's 36 count. The one that I did for Linda on the white was a 32 count. This is the one I dyed, but it was this, and it was 32 count and it was white, and it was called, I actually have it in here somewhere. It was called Mayflower, 32 count Mayflower by Fox and Rabbit. Only it's no longer Mayflower, because it is now onion flower. It's a different color than it was. That helps me. Okay, so that's what that was.
Okay.
And then this one, no, I'm not. This one is broomgrass. Isn't this pretty? And I love the names, broomgrass. Isn't that a pretty, pretty piece? That's the one side and this is the other. I love the modeling. I love the color. It's more, I like the browns more so than the yellows, I guess. But this is 32 count, and like I said, I almost always use 36 anymore, so I'm gonna have to come up with something fun to stitch on this, but it'll be 32 count. And then I have one more, and I don't want to show it to you because I've stitched on it already. But this one is, and I don't want to show you the stitch, but this one's Patriots Brew, and it's from R&R, and it's 40 count. And let's see if I can show. Okay, I've stitched, I stitched something on it. Didn't like what I stitched, didn't like the design at all. So I stitched it, and then I coffee and walnut crystal dyed it, looked at it some more, didn't like it, so I ripped it out, and I'm restitching on it. But this is what I've done. So it's Patriots Brew, and it's 40 count, and it's been really, really easy to stitch on. I can't really show you that side because I'm stitching on it, but you can see what color it was and what color it's going to be because of the dye. And I hadn't stitched on 40 count in a long, long, long time, but it's been really easy. This is really easy to stitch on, and I really like this one too. So I've ordered some more 40 count. I don't know, I ordered some stuff from Hollis Hands Create, and I ordered some stuff from 123 Stitch. Don't know when it's going to show up. Probably this week sometime. But that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to learn how, trying to find, not learn. I've stitched on many, many, many things throughout the years. But I'm trying to find something else that I like besides the Nate Berkus, because if I can't get the Nate Berkus anymore, I'm going to have to find something. And then I have very little left. Oh, this guy. I just stitched him up over the weekend just for the fun of it. I guess it's a she. She's not, it's not in the Etsy shop. It's just little girls with a needle and thread. And I just thought it was sweet, and I used, this is a button from my stash. It's an old button. Big button. There was one even bigger that matched it, but I decided that one was too big. And this is just some frayed velvet ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And I don't remember what color it is. It's not the exact, probably right color, but that's what I had again. So I'm using what I've got. So let me know if you want me to put that in the Etsy shop. It's kind of fun, little pin keep, or a little pillow. I might set her with my doll.
The burnt one?
She's not burnt. She's prim. And then this...
She's gonna possess us all
no,
if she is.
She's just prim. This is something I found at the thrift shop. And I haven't designed something for it yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what I want it to be. I've been trying to find, I want to go to more thrift stores and just find these different types of things because they're so fun. I think I'll be able to get that out. See, here's the inside. It's not very nice and pretty anymore. It's gold, and I don't know what I'll do to the inside. You know what? I never did lift that up. Yeah, there's nothing there to worry about. Look in the pockets. And this says on the bottom, To Betty from Mother, 1985. So I'm wondering if it's not something that, I graduated in 1985. This looks like something that maybe, you know, mom would give to their daughter when they, I'm just gonna take that out though, and I'll paint this something different. And that was something from the thrift shop. And the other thing from the thrift shop, besides that frame, was this little tin It was $2.99, but it was on sale. I think it was half price. I think I got it for half price. My mom and a friend of hers always, they took turns every year. One year Mom would pay for the subscription, and the next year her friend would pay for the subscription to Good Housekeeping. And so I grew up, I read everything. Still love to read, and growing up I read anything. So I spent a lot of time reading through every word of the Good Housekeeping magazine, and I enjoyed that magazine. So I just had to bring this home because I just thought it was cute. I like the little girl and little boy and the puppy. But now that we've got these two little stinky cats,
they are getting
ornery cats right now because they're little. I mean, they're not little anymore. They're growing so fast, but they're young and ornery. And I used to stitch in my little stitching chair and leave all my stuff laying out and get up and walk away, and then I could come back and sit down and start again. Well, now little Miss Maisie, she grabs the floss and she runs.
You'll probably hear her eating right now.
She runs, and I know we don't want her to get a hold of it because you don't want her to swallow the strings, because that can be bad. But this has become very handy. It's a mess right now, but whatever I'm using to stitch on, whatever threads, goes in here. And I have a little needle minder that sticks to the side. And is there anything else in here? Oh, I'm not using that at the moment. There's nothing on there, but that fits in there. My scissors will fit in there. My hoop even fits in here just perfect. My little wooden antique hoop that I use all the time. Put the lid on it when I'm done. And the kitties cannot get
her thing is paper towels,
my stuff.
threads, and keys. She
It's
keeps
paper
taking my
towels.
truck keys and running.
And paper
It's
towels.
annoying.
They are ornery. So I love that because now I can just have that sitting beside my chair. It looks a little neater. And the kitties can't get into my stuff.
There you are on my nurse day.
Which, that brings me to the FlossTubes that I've been watching. I watched the Sable Stitchers
This one.
yesterday, and I watched Cross Country Stitching. I know we all know the Sable Stitchers, and they are just wonderful. I love watching them. And they mentioned the Cross Country Stitchers, so I hopped over there, and those two were a blast. They were funny. I really enjoyed them. I'm going to watch some more of them. They are, one is in, gosh, I'm not going to even try and guess. I can't remember. One's in Florida. One's in Florida. Susie, she has flamingos, and she just repainted her craft room pink, and she calls it the Pink Suite. And she has a little cross stitch flamingo, Phoebe the flamingo. They're fun. They were lots of fun. So I watched them yesterday, and I watched, gosh, I don't think I wrote it down, and I can't remember. Shoot. I'll have to tell you next time, because she was a lot of fun too. I enjoyed her. She had taken tic-tac-toe boxes that she got at Hobby Lobby, and they weren't actually a box, I guess. It was tic-tac-toe, and it was like a frame. It was a box, I guess, and then she had put a stitch in each of the 9 holes. So one, she had used some Teresa Kogut Halloween cats, and one she did a Christmas one with all of the reindeer, and that was adorable. I really enjoyed that, so I'm going to watch her again, and I would like to get my hands on a couple of those tic-tac-toe boxes and see, I don't know what I would put in them, but that was just fun. I enjoyed that. I really like the taking one thing and turning it into something else and using it to display your cross stitch, because there's only so many pillows, so many, pin keeps, and so many framed pieces, but it's kind of fun to have different things too. And of course, Doreen with Privies and Prims, always keep up on her, and she's getting ready for her retreat. Someday I'm going to go to one of those. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to. And then the other one, the rocking chair stitcher, I'm not sure if I mentioned her or not. She's fun to watch. I enjoy learning about her little boy. She's got a little boy, Justin, and he's just adorable. And then the Ginger Cat Stitcher, I started watching her. I think Doreen recommended or told me to watch her for some reason. There was something to see, and I watched her, and that's where I got the idea for dyeing with the onion skins. And today I watched one real quick. It was a real short one that she had just put out, and she was showing stuffing her little stitches, her little teeny pillows with things other than fiberfill. And she used like the orts, which I've never done, but I knew you could do that. She used like bits and pieces of wool and cotton fabric. I have done that. So those two I had seen done before, but then she used tissue paper, which I never thought to do. So because her little pillow was like 2 by 2, I think she said it was really small. So she was just ripping up the tissue paper into really small pieces and using that.
Maisie does that. Right?
Yeah, Maisie does that part for me, doesn't she? And then this one was probably a surprise, or would be a surprise to most people, but I was like, how could I not have remembered that my grandma wore to use that all the time to stuff things? Simple plastic garbage bags. Or not garbage, grocery bags. Grandma used to stuff. Grandma was the most resourceful person. She had to be, but she used pantyhose. And I remember her using paper towels. She would use paper towels, but I remember her using the grocery bags. And I thought, well, why didn't I think of that? Why don't I remember that? Just another great thing, another great way to reuse and not spend money. And it would give it a different feel, a different texture. And I don't know, she was talking about how, like with the tissue paper, it gave it a noise, a sound.
Give the cats some more things.
It would get, well, that's true too. It would give the cats something to try and get a hold of. But anyway, the other thing that she did, and I thought, I have to do that. It just looked like fun to me. I have done like the card boxes. Sorry, I have to drink my dandelion tea. The card boxes, and turned them into little boxes like for my scissors and my needle minder and my thread, you know, that stuff. And I have taken, I think I showed the little jewelry boxes, because Drew, he redid one for his school supplies, remember? Another thing she did was she took a tray, just like a wooden tray, and I want to do one of those because in the summer we now have a pergola, and I go down there a lot to stitch in the evenings or first thing in the mornings, and it gets so frustrating because as I'm walking down there, things fall out and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I'll throw everything in a basket and then I can't find what I need. And she'd taken a tray and she had put magnets, washers, and then put everything on magnets so that like her pin cushions stuck to that, and her scissors and everything. And that way you can carry that around and things don't fall out. And I was thinking, oh, that'd be nice for camping too. But then I saw her do one of these. And she took a vintage lunchbox. This one's Holly Hobby. I loved Holly Hobby. I've got this one, and I also have one that's the blue, what you normally think of with Holly Hobby, is the blue with the girl and the doll. And I have my old Holly Hobby doll too that matches. But she took one of these, and I found this one on eBay. I think it was like $13 or something. And it's more fall themed, but that's okay. I can do one for fall and one for every day. But I thought for camping, on the inside, she modified the inside. So she had like a pocket up here to put things, and she took this part out, which comes right out. And then she had like a pin cushion that had a magnet that would stick to the side, and you could stick your needle minders, would stick in here just fine. Your threads would fit in here. And then when I'm camping, I could just have everything for my project in here and just grab this and go sit outside and camp and stitch while I'm camping. I hadn't thought to use one of these, but that's what I'm going to do with this. And that was, I think, the last of my haul. And the last of anything I have to show. That was a lot, and this is long, and I apologize because I'm usually not this chatty, and I usually don't have this long of a video, do I? No.
It's almost an hour.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know. Do you prefer long ones? Do you prefer short ones? I tend to, it depends on what I'm doing. I think I like the shorter ones better, maybe half an hour to watch, me personally. But I know a lot of them are longer, and I know people like the longer ones. So I don't know. What do you prefer, the long ones or the shorter ones?
The fridge is making that noise again.
That's the freezer.
Or the freezer.
Because I probably could have shortened this into 2. But I got to going and I got to talking, and here we are. Do you have anything to share? Nothing?
Not much.
Haven't really done anything, have we? You haven't really done anything either. You got your truck. You put the starter in all by yourself. Figured it out. No, not the starter. The fuel pump. Put the fuel pump in all by himself. Now he's got to do something with the starter. And yeah, that freezer, is that what's doing that?
It's annoying. I don't know
That
what
doesn't
it is.
sound good. I think we need a new freezer.
The door has to be ratchet strap shut. We need a new freezer.
There's a story behind that. Middle of COVID. Middle of COVID, and our freezer quit. It was impossible to find a new freezer. You could not find one. They were nowhere to be found. And we just lucked out, and my husband knew somebody, a coworker, that had one in his basement that he says, you want it, you can come get it, but there's nothing wrong with it. We've never really used it. It won't seal. So as long as you keep it shut with like a ratchet strap, it works just fine. But then you tend to not use it because, oh, I don't want to go out there and get that ratchet strap undone, and that's not so hard, but then getting it strapped back up and closed back up, and so yeah, it's not sounding good. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Well, it just stopped.
But it was not fun in the middle of COVID and all this food. What are we gonna do with it? But it worked out, and we've had this now for a few years now, I guess. Anyway, I think that's it.
And finally.
You don't have anything else? Okay. So what is it? Thank you very, very much. Thank you everybody for watching, for following, for commenting. Thank you everybody who orders the patterns. I appreciate that so much. That was one more thing, and then I'll stop. Doesn't seem to be an issue at this very moment, and it seems to be like it comes and goes. But if you order a PDF through Etsy and you order it on like your phone, don't shake that, like your phone or a device, Etsy does not support that PDF. As far as, you're not going to just get a download. You're going to have to go to, they are supposed to send you an email with the download option, or if you go like to your computer and go to Etsy.com and go to your account and go up to purchases and find the purchase where you ordered that PDF, there will be a download button there, and that download should be there forever. I have ordered things through Etsy, like say Lori from Not Forgotten Farm. I've stitched her stuff for years and years, and all those things that I ordered way back when, those PDFs are still there. I mean, I can still go in and hit that download button and print it off if I've lost it or can't find it, which I tend to do. It's still there. But just bear in mind that if you do order a pattern and it's a PDF, and it's anybody's PDF on Etsy, you might not, it might be, because I've had so many people contact me and say, I can't find it. I don't know what to do. I can't find it. It's not anywhere. If you've looked on for an email and you haven't gotten an email, maybe it's been put in trash or something, I don't know, spam folder. But if you can't find it, and if you can't find it when you go into Etsy.com, into your purchases, and you still can't find it, let me know, and I can go in and find that. I can go in and find that order, and then as long as you send me your email address, I will be more than happy to send you the PDF through the email. That seems to be the easiest way and the quickest and simplest way if you cannot find it on Etsy. But I just wanted to throw that out there. They do have in fine print, you got to find it, you got to search for it, but it does say in there that they do not support that, and that what you need to do as far as looking for an email or going to Etsy.com. They do put that in there, but you know, it's not like in white, in lights and color, and hey, everybody, don't be ordering that way unless you want to do this to find it. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody so much. And thank you for watching. What am I supposed to say? Subscribe,
and hit that bell notification.
like, subscribe, and hit
Notified
that.
every time we upload.
There you go. The bell. Hit the bell so that it tells you every time we upload. All right. Okay. Stay warm, everybody. Thank you again. Goodbye.